But what I'm getting is that there is such this divine presence, what's taken place in America. It's as if when it goes into Congress, everything's different. It's just like everybody's just agreeing. And or they agree to disagree. It's not like it is now. It's not the same. I see Donald Trump and I see him on money, and he will go down in history, no matter what anybody thinks of him. If he's Marmite, you either love him or you hate him, but he's going to change. He's going to dismantle the system, help to dismantle it. And but you have to understand what we are witnessing in 3D, right? There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. Hi guys, this is Psychic Algae. My name is Louise Jones. I'm a medium clairvoyant, and I'm also a shamanic healer. And it's nice to talk again in the diary room. So can I share Archangel Michael, what he showed me about the climate, what's going to happen on this earth, um, with the climate change and floods and wildfires. What areas does he feel, and what do I feel psychically as well, what's going to be affected? I feel we're looking at a global situation here. Depending where you are in the world, I feel that climate is going to change. And scientists have come out with this. So I believe into the future that the UK is going to be so much hotter than it used to be. It is now. And so that means that we're going to have aircon put into our houses because our houses over here aren't equipped to keep the heat out, only the cold out. Yeah. So and then Australia may get colder. It's everything's changing. But what I do feel is that there's great floods to come. And what I do feel is Europe, parts of Europe could be affected massively. Parts of the UK, maybe further down south, anywhere where there's flat land, like Suffolk, or you are looking at maybe um, you're looking in parts of the US as well, different states where it's very flat land. But there's a lot of storms to take place, crazy storms. So I feel where it comes to where we get storms where you're living, there's definitely going to have to be help there for people who have storm insurance and things like that, because it's going to get crazier. It really is. And it reminds me of how this is how what happened on Jupiter. Um, because Jupiter used to be a very habitable planet until all the storms came. Yeah. And the same as parts of Mars. So the same thing happened on these planets as well. That's what I believe. Um, so I feel Holland worries me, parts of, Denmark, and I do feel parts of France. That there will be many floods to come. I do see a great problem to do with mudslides and earthquakes. And I'm very drawn to India and Pakistan, but I'm also as I also get the boot of India could have a problem there as well. No, sorry, the boot of Italy, sorry, the boot of Italy. I do feel when I look at the planet and what Archangel Michael says is that there is more storms to come for Japan, more earthquakes to come for Japan, should I say. And you are also looking at possibly China. But I still feel Japan will rise through all of this. Japan is very, very protected. Yeah, so Europe's going to be a problem with floods. I do feel that really strong. And I do also worry for Florida, where I feel I have this vision where I see crocodiles swimming in the streets. So it could get pretty crazy there if the banks spill over, that type of thing. But again, I just feel that there's a lot of change to come in. And I definitely see new construction or new material being put around this parts of the shorelines, of the seaside, the shorelines. So they may do this on California, they may do this in parts of the UK, but this is a new material that they're going to use, and it's going to really help to keep stop the sea coming in on land. So yeah, it's a global thing, and I just think that as I look on, I feel, and what Archangel Michael shows me is that the world map is going to change. The where the continents are placed, things are going to look a lot different, but they'll still be there. The future of America, what will it look like in, say, 10 years' time? Um, the whole political system's going to change over there. And I feel everything has to fall to change. But what I do feel is that it's obvious, 10 years from now, Donald Trump's not going to even be here, I would have thought. Or he may, well, he's not going to be in power. But what I do feel is that there is a, agree to disagree in a new movement. And it's coming in from the Democratic side. It's coming in. There's going to be a new movement of the younger Democrats moving in there. But what I'm getting is that there is such this divine presence, what's taken place in America. If it's as if when it goes into Congress, everything's different. It's just like everybody's just agreeing. And or they agree to disagree. It's not like it is now. It's not the same. There's um there's also new housing structure to take place in America. So that makes me think that maybe there is going to be some problems where within storms that could knock down cities or that type of thing. So there's going to be new material. I keep being given this, and it's what the extraterrestrials keep giving us, new material, new building of structures to help people. But there's also going to be a problem to come within the healthcare system over there, which is obviously there now. But then there's going to be a new system, and it's a bit like the NHS, and it's coming in from the Democratic side, and it's nothing to do with the players that's in now. These are new people which are about to take place, but there is going to be a rise in helping people, and it's a free system. It's a bit like the NHS. I'm not saying it's called that. And as I'm talking about this, I am seeing a black lady who is the president of the United States. I do still see that. So there is great change to take place, and new housing. Um, I see Donald Trump and I see him on money, and he will go down in history, no matter what anybody thinks of him. If he's Marmite, you either love him or you hate him, but he's going to change. He's going to dismantle the system, help to dismantle it. And but you have to understand what we are witnessing in 3D, right? There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, all right? And I feel it's as if that he is up against some very dark networks there. He's dismantling deep state behind the scenes. I do see that. Is America's current moral and spiritual decline a fulfillment of prophecies found in Eschatology of Revelation? I would say yes, but it's also part of the everybody ascending, everybody's spiritually ascending. So I've talked about this in the last show I did, that we as we are healing, we are also clearing karmic roots and pain from our ancestors. So a lot of people who are in America where there's civil unrest, and this is not just America, by the way, this is everywhere. It is, it's part of their ancestral roots. It's something that they have to clear from their grandmas, their granddads, their ancestors all the way back. So I do believe that it is very biblical that we are in at the minute. It's we are I always say that we are rewriting the new book. So we've all come back as spiritual beings, multidimensional beings, to change things. You know, it's not always where we've gone wrong as a human race is we've handed our power over to the governments, and we are now doing it ourselves. We've passed the Mayan calendar, and we are now taking back that control. So there is going to be, as it's playing out in 3D, a lot of civil unrest to come. But I do believe it has to happen to clear the way for New Earth. But when we talk about the end of times and what they talk about in the Bible, remember, I don't believe that the Bible isn't the end Bible. When I talk about that, I believe that there's a lot of great prophets who have come back to finish the book. Okay, so when it talks about the end of times, I don't believe that it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world that we know. So there's a new earth coming in. That's my take on it, even down to the rapture. I believe when we talk about the rapture, I don't believe it's where we're literally getting sucked off earth. I feel the rapture, and I've talked about this before on a friend's podcast, is the ascension. So one minute you're living in your own world and everything's hunky-dory. You're going to the supermarket, you're going to take the kids to school, you're going home, you're making the evening meal, and you're in your own little world. And then all of a sudden there's an amazing download that you're a multi-dimensional being. And that's what I'm saying. That is the new you. That's the ascension. So it's like part of the old you has gone and the new you is coming into play. And the Chinese believe, I believe that they think that we have, is it eight souls to it? Eight parts to it. So I believe there is some truth in that. There's the rapture, I believe, is the spiritual awakening, the ascension. That's what I believe. So I've mentioned about the powerful symbols in my previous podcasts, the bear, the dragon, the eagle, the tiger, and the bull. So these are metaphors for nations, yes, of coming of global events. And I believe that it was in one of my prophecies I did about Mars. I'll link it, I'll send you it if you wanted to link it underneath so people can see it. So I do a remote view on Mars, and then at the end of it, I talk about what's going to happen. And this was a few years ago, so it's starting to make sense now. So the dragon obviously is China. The eagle is the United States of America. The tiger, I'm not so sure. Um, but the lion is definitely the United Kingdom. So the tiger could, I feel when I talked about the tiger, it was the eye of the tiger. So it was a saying, and it was all to do with karma, about what's actually taking place now. So how you've had the deep state and the whatever you want to call them, who have ruled humanity, and now that there's players in place to take them down. Okay, so that'll be the eye of the tiger. And the bull, I believe, is Spain. So that's a lot to do with trade, because I feel when everything starts to get dismantled to do with the food chain, because that's going to be a big one. It's going to affect Spain. Um, don't ask me how I know this. It's just what I've been shown and what my Archangel Michael and my guides have shown us. So there's going to be, Spain tends to employ a lot of different people, and migrants and things like that to do their picking and out of the fields, when they do their harvesting and that. So Spain's going to be massively affected as well. Um, but Africa as well, Africa's coming in as well. So yes, so I want to add in that the Lions very much taken a lead on this as well, which is the United Kingdom. So some of it is global events, but it's more to do with changes. It's part of the pillars of the system. So when the system falls and a new system comes in, the pillars are either going to fall or they're going to withstand it and just change. And I believe that's what's going to happen. Definitely so. Um, there was another one as well, and it was for, I don't know what the animal was that I had for Russia. I believe that was the bear. That was the bear. So even Russia's going to change, and I do see a new empress, a new Russian empress, which will come into play, and a Chinese empress. There's so much change to take place on this planet to bring we into New Earth. It's massive. It's going to be, I would say, between 25 now and 27. Hold on to your hats, guys. It's about to get crazy. Yeah, definitely. What do I say about Earth's crust and the galactic technology hidden under the oceans or within military bases? Well, I believe that this hidden, like a lot of people talk about this, that there's hidden arcs underneath there, which will come out at some point. There's a lot of activity going on underneath the seabed, underneath our oceans. It's all happening. Never mind what's going on in the skies. They are coming through the sea. Yeah. Um, Again, we just think that the earth is round, yeah, and that we're living on this planet. But I believe that there is a lot more going on, and I feel they're interdimensionally traveling through the ocean. So there'll be parts of the world which they can interdimensionally go through the ocean and go off into other worlds. Again, it's to do with technology that we don't understand. Um, and I believe that the military and Space Force is very, very entwined with this. Now, I'm not just talking about the normal, say, the soldier on the street. I'm talking about the secret military. So this has gone beyond Area 51. There is some highly advanced space stations. And I know they're building a one up in Fife in Scotland, and that's going to be Space Force space station. Um, but there's going to be, I would say that there's many different agencies as well working within these underground bases. But there is a massive, huge global network. And one of the main hubs is in Antarctica, one of them. So the military is very entwined in this. Like I say, we only know what we're told. Yeah. So, say for example, if you go back to the 60s when my mum and dad were in a secret military, my mum and dad, because I was born on an Air Force base. I was a forces child. Um, the stealths that we have now would have been operating, they would have been going operating around the skies, and people would have just thought they were UFOs, but they were actually the stealths. So there was far advanced, it's just the secrets that they have there, advanced craft. And I believe man is working with extraterrestrial now. And my understanding is that I would say there's at least 9 or 10, maybe it's not, if not more, extraterrestrial alliances working within the military organ, our militaries. Definitely. It's happening. And you have the old Canadian spokesman, wasn't he, for the military or whatever. Can you remember him? He passed over, I believe. He made a speech on that. He actually disclosed that it was going on. So it's happening. It's definitely happening. My final message is that we are living in times of great change. And it's not a time to be afraid, it's a time to be aware. It's a time to be strong and stand with conviction, stand with knowing that the biggest word that will ever protect us as humanity is the word no. And we are in control. For the first time ever, that's what I want to say to everybody. We are actually in control. As everything starts to implode around Earth and all the noise, just stand there knowing that you are in control. And the universe is within us. And what a time to be alive, guys. It's been a pleasure to speak to you all. Take care, God bless, and may the force be with you all.